expectations. Finding your own rhythm only works when everyone is in sync.
Here we go, here we go, here we go!
Keeping it hot and fresh.
Let's go!
Like a Philly with Wiz. With the MVP recovering, Philly's finest step up, show up, and go all out.
No way, no way.
Philadelphia's got to do it well. Like I said, it's a franchise.
Let's go, be big!
After last season's re-emergence,
What's with you guys?
the Kings, led by their inside-out all-star duo,
What a basket!
have continued lighting the beam.
A win can change everything. They could bring that confidence, that swagger, that rhythm back.
Tonight, in the city of love, the Kings and 76ers dance together.
Welcome everyone to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. From Wells Fargo in Philadelphia, it's the 76ers hosting the Sacramento Kings. As we take a look at tonight's starting lineups delivered by Taco Bell. Visitors tonight from Sacramento starting Aaron Fox, Chris Duarte in place of Kevin Huerter out with an ankle injury. Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Sabonis in the front court. Maxey and Melton in the backcourt for the 76ers. Tobias Harris, Nico Batum, and B-Ball Paul Reed at the 5 in place of Joel Embiid, who is infirm tonight. Still getting over a very tender knee.
What a display of strength and power. They say you get your defenders by change of speed, change of direction, and elevate just like that.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And we're going to take a short break and come right back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Philadelphia. Big games and events continue to highlight our January calendar. ABC Saturday, NHL action, Rangers Capitals. Sunday on ABC, Spanish Super Cup final. ABC and ESPN Monday has NFL wildcard action. Oh boy, the Eagles, are they still wobbly? They take on the Bucks, and then the absence of Joel Embiid with 14 points in that opening quarter. Continuing on that upward trajectory, literally and figuratively, and Pat Beverly making an impact off the bench. Back with the second quarter right after this. Let's take a look at tonight's Star Watch, brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. And Tobias Harris doing his thing right now.
He's got 14 points, which are the most he's scored in any quarter this season, and he's giving it to you however you want it. The pull-up, power, and then, of course, getting to the rim, Jonesy. The elevation, the elevator is going up, baby. 14 first quarter points.
Welcome back to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. Start of the second quarter.
Bringing the energy. Didn't fuss and complain after he didn't get the call. Came right back. Got that layup despite the contact of the Kings, because he was determined. That defense leading to offense. And if I could do it for you once, I could do it for you again. Before that three, he stuck his hand in the cookie jar, came up with the cookies, and they were sweet.
Don't forget, coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader featuring Zion Williamson, second most points in the lane this season, taking on the Denver Nuggets. Boy, the Pelicans on a very impressive upward arc right now. Timeout, Mike Brown in Sacramento.
This Sixers defense and offense, they understand that everything takes a little bit of a hit in the absence of Joel Embiid. But tonight, defensively, they're flying around. Pat Bev comes up with it, dishes off to his guy, Tobias Harris, 21 points already.
Band-Aids, getting a shout out from Tyrese. Coming up on the Toyota halftime, the Warriors running with the Bulls tonight. Malika, Wendy, and Big Perk in the studio. Here from Philadelphia, it's all Sixers, but still a whole half to go for the Kings. Welcome back, everyone, to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm from Philadelphia. And Wells Fargo Arena, the 76ers trying to snap a season-high 3-game losing streak right now with the lead against the Kings. As we take a look at our first half stats brought to you by Adobe. Sacramento shooting just 35%. Meanwhile, what's really killing them is the 7 for 27. Conversely, 8 for 16 from deep for the 76ers, and been able to convert those Sacramento turnovers into points. Mark Jones courtside along with Monica McNutt. Angel Gray tapping in just a second. And Monica, let's talk about that first half. Without Joel Embiid, you had to know that Maxey and Harris were going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting at the offensive end as we take a look at our assist of the game, brought to you by State Farm.
Jonesy, you nailed it. And we start with Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris, who had 40 points. And in case you were wondering, they outscored the Kings by themselves with those 40 points. Of course, the Kings had 29. But you heard Tyrese Maxey tell Angel at halftime, shout out to his teammates, Paul Reed and Mo Bamba, who have been terrific in the absence of Joel Embiid. That is not a guy that you make up with one. Yeah, the ball movement for the Sixers tonight has been terrific. They're playing with such tremendous poise.
Batum is 4 for 4 from deep. Back after this.
The NBA on ESPN, presented all season long by State Farm, is brought to you by Disney Cruise Line, where magic meets the sea.
NBA All-Star voting presented by AT&T is open, and your vote counts triple today. That's 3 times. You help decide who goes to Indianapolis next month. Vote today with your NBA ID on the NBA app or at NBA.com/vote. Will Tyrese Maxey be amongst the Eastern Conference players? Remember, they've switched it back to East versus West this year.
Yes, they have.
Traditional format, but his statistics are unimpeachable right now when you look at his averages, and there's a look at the current voting. Tyrese Halliburton out with the Philadelphia basketball.
Goodness gracious.
How about that?
Well, the Kings might be struggling here in Wells Fargo, but Pat Bev has got it cooking behind the back to Mo Bamba at the rim.
Welcome back, everyone. Next week on NBA Wednesday, Giannis and the Bucks in Cleveland at 7:30 on ESPN. Then Luka, Kyrie, and the Mavericks taking on LeBron and the Lakers at 8:30 on ABC. NBA countdown tip to the third quarter of play. Tyrese Maxey has been on all night like a porch light. 19 points on 3 of 6 from deep. Back with the fourth right after this.
I'm Malika Andrews. Let's take a look at tonight's money moment, brought to you by Chime. The Bulls hosting the Warriors, who embark on a 4-game road trip that starts tonight. This is the second quarter here. Kobe White hits it from deep before the buzzer. White had 21 points in the first half alone. Chicago leads early in the third quarter.
Welcome back to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. I'm here with the Sixers head coach, Nick Nurse. And after a dominant first half defensively, there seemed to be a shift on that side in the third quarter with them outscoring you by 7. Any adjustments?
Yep. Kelly Oubre out this game, but enjoying it nonetheless from the sidelines. Bamba going to the line when we come back to Wells Fargo in Philadelphia.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And in part by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Absolutely, guys. Well, Thursday afternoon at Philadelphia City Hall, the absolutely amazing North Philly native Marcus Morris Sr. received the honorary key to the city.
Thus the timeout by Nick Nurse. Don't forget, on the other side of this game, second half of our doubleheader, 2-time MVP, the Joker, whose game is not a laughing matter, taking on the Pelicans right after this one. Press the right buttons. Got his guys to go. Harris with a season high 37 points. Maxey with 21 as well. The 76ers win it 112-93. It's the first of 2 tonight. Don't forget, Pelicans and the Denver Nuggets coming up next. Stay tuned. After these messages, we'll get you back to the studio. For Angel and Monica, I'm Mark Jones. So long from Philadelphia.